food shortages, skyrocketing prices, and unpredictable disasters. Are you ready? Because most people aren't. What if you wake up tomorrow and the shelves are empty? The government won't save you, and stores will be ransacked within hours. But there's a solution: foods that never expire, foods that will outlast you. In this video, we're revealing 10 survival foods you must stockpile before it's too late. First up, honey is not just a sweet treat. It is the eternal superfood that our ancestors relied on when everything else failed. Imagine a food so potent that it has survived thousands of years, untouched by time and decay. Honey never spoils, and that means when disaster strikes and food supplies run dry, this golden elixir will be there. Its natural antibacterial properties make it a healing balm for wounds in desperate times. When you face a crisis, you need every advantage, and honey is a powerful source of energy that fuels the body and fortifies the spirit. It has been found in ancient tombs, still preserved and edible after centuries, proving its unmatched resilience. You cannot afford to gamble with your survival by ignoring this essential resource. Every drop counts when the unexpected happens, and you must secure it now. In your stockpile, keep honey in a sealed glass jar, far from moisture and contaminants. Do not let the false sense of security from modern conveniences fool you. The moment the system collapses, this natural wonder may be your only hope to keep hunger and infection at bay. Stockpiling honey is not an option. It is an absolute necessity for anyone who values life and security in uncertain times. Second, white rice is the cornerstone of survival, a simple yet powerful carbohydrate source that can sustain you for decades. Picture a future where the grocery stores are empty and conventional food supplies have vanished overnight. In that harsh reality, white rice stands out as a beacon of stability, capable of lasting over 30 years when stored correctly. It offers a dense energy reserve that your body desperately craves in times of extreme crisis. The grains of white rice may seem ordinary now, but in a time of upheaval, they become a lifeline, a reliable, long-lasting fuel to keep you going. Each serving provides the essential calories needed to maintain strength and endurance. To protect this invaluable resource, store it in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. These precautions shield the rice from moisture, pests, and the degrading effects of time. Do not wait until the system fails. Begin your preparation today. Imagine the regret of watching empty shelves while you could have secured a food source that endures. White rice is not just a commodity. It is your future meal, your hope against starvation. Make no mistake, the survival of you and your loved ones may depend on the grains you choose to stockpile now. Third, dried beans are a powerhouse of nutrition that will sustain you when everything else falters. In times of crisis, when the supply chains break and food scarcity becomes a harsh reality, these humble legumes transform into an essential protein source. They offer not only vital protein but also fiber and complex carbohydrates that keep your body strong and your mind alert in the face of disaster. Imagine a future where fresh produce is scarce and processed foods have vanished. Dried beans remain steady and reliable, providing the sustenance needed to survive prolonged periods of uncertainty. Their longevity, lasting anywhere from 25 to 30 years when stored properly, makes them indispensable in your emergency food reserve. Use vacuum-sealed bags with oxygen absorbers to ensure that every bean remains viable for decades. This is not a luxury but a necessity for anyone serious about long-term survival. With every bite, you fortify your body against malnutrition and energy depletion. You owe it to yourself and your family to secure a supply of dried beans now. The time for procrastination has passed. Act immediately and build a stockpile that can withstand the worst that life may throw your way. Fourth, salt is far more than just a seasoning. It is a critical element in survival. In the chaos of a collapsing system, salt becomes a vital commodity, essential for preserving food and maintaining proper electrolyte balance in your body. Think about the role salt plays in curing meats and extending the shelf life of your emergency supplies. When you face a crisis, access to fresh food will be uncertain, and the preservation capabilities of salt will be your safeguard against spoilage. Its infinite shelf life means that, unlike many perishables, salt remains effective regardless of how long it is stored. In moments of despair, salt might be the key to ensuring that your meager food supplies can be transformed into nourishing meals. To maintain its purity and effectiveness, store salt in airtight containers. This prevents clumping and contamination, keeping it ready for immediate use. Every pinch of salt is a step toward resilience in the face of disaster. With salt at your disposal, you have the power to preserve not only your food, but also your hope for a future in a post-collapse world. Do not underestimate the power of salt. Its value far exceeds its simple appearance. Fifth, sugar is much more than a sweet indulgence. It is a lifeline in times of crisis. When disaster strikes and conventional food sources become scarce, sugar offers a reliable source of quick energy, a necessary fuel for both body and mind. In emergency situations, every calorie counts, and sugar's indefinite shelf life, when kept dry, makes it an essential item in your survival kit. The simple granules of sugar can transform into a vital ingredient in making basic foods, preserving fruits, and even fortifying other supplies. In a scenario where the food supply chain collapses, sugar becomes one of the few commodities that you can always count on. It has the potential to boost morale in bleak times, reminding you of the small comforts that keep hope alive. To ensure that sugar remains in peak condition for years, store it in food-grade buckets with a tight-fitting lid. This protection prevents moisture from compromising its longevity. Imagine the regret of not having a secure reserve when you need that burst of energy to keep moving forward. In a survival situation, sugar is more than just an additive. It is an investment in your future, a safeguard against the uncertainties of tomorrow. Stockpile sugar now, before it is too late. Sixth, freeze-dried foods represent the cutting edge of long-term survival nutrition, offering a lifeline that blends modern technology with ancient survival needs. In an unpredictable future, when conventional food sources become unreliable, these specially processed meals provide the sustenance you need with an impressive shelf life of over 25 years. Freeze-drying removes nearly all moisture from the food, preserving up to 97% of its nutrients, ensuring that every bite delivers essential vitamins and minerals. When chaos descends and food scarcity becomes the norm, freeze-dried foods offer a lightweight, compact solution that is easy to store and transport. This technology turns everyday meals into survival fuel that you can rely on when every calorie counts. Buy freeze-dried foods from reputable companies to guarantee quality and nutritional value. Once you have them, store them in a cool, dark place to maximize their lifespan. In moments of crisis, these foods are not merely convenient. They are critical for your survival, ensuring that you and your family have access to nutritious meals even when the world around you falls apart. Act now and secure your freeze-dried food supply. It may be the difference between sustained strength and desperate hunger when disaster strikes. Seventh, powdered milk is a crucial resource for long-term survival, offering a reliable source of calcium and protein when fresh dairy products are no longer available. In times of crisis, the availability of fresh milk will plummet, leaving you with limited options to support your nutritional needs. Powdered milk, when properly sealed, can last more than 20 years, making it a valuable addition to any emergency food reserve. It provides essential nutrients for children and adults alike, helping to maintain bone health and overall vitality in challenging circumstances. The simple process of reconstituting powdered milk into a nourishing drink or ingredient for cooking makes it a versatile component in your survival strategy. To ensure its longevity, store powdered milk in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. This method preserves its quality, protecting it from moisture and spoilage. Think of the moment when the modern supply chain fails and you are left scrambling for nutrition. Powdered milk will be there, ready to provide a stable source of nourishment. By adding it to your stockpile, you create an extra layer of security for your family's health. Do not delay in preparing for the future. Secure your supply of powdered milk now before the system crumbles. Eighth, hardtack, also known as survival bread, has a storied past as the staple that sustained sailors and soldiers during the toughest times in history. In a future crisis where modern food supplies vanish, hardtack becomes a reliable and long-lasting source of carbohydrates. This simple, durable bread can last over 100 years if kept dry, providing the essential energy needed to survive long periods without fresh food. Its dense, hard texture may seem unappealing in peaceful times, but when you are forced to endure a collapse of the conventional food system, every bite will matter. Hardtack has proven its worth through countless generations of preppers and warriors who understood that survival requires planning and resourcefulness. To preserve hardtack for the long haul, store it in vacuum-sealed bags. This keeps out moisture and ensures that the bread remains edible even in the harshest conditions. When disaster strikes, and you are confronted with empty shelves and dwindling supplies, hardtack can be your anchor, a simple yet enduring food that stands the test of time. Do not overlook the power of this unassuming staple. Securing hardtack now can mean the difference between hope and despair when all else fails. Ninth, pemmican is a survival food with a legacy that dates back to the resourceful Native American tribes and early explorers who depended on it during brutal winters and long journeys. This nutrient-dense mixture of dried meat, fat, and sometimes berries is a concentrated source of energy that can fuel your body for days on end. In an era where modern food systems may collapse under unforeseen circumstances, pemmican offers a compact and powerful solution to stave off hunger. Its high-calorie content and long shelf life make it a critical component in your emergency food cache. Stored in airtight containers and kept in a cool place, pemmican can remain viable for decades. It is not just food. It is a symbol of survival, a testament to the ingenuity of those who knew that when the world fails, you must rely on what you can preserve. Every bite of pemmican is a direct investment in your resilience and a safeguard against the ravages of time and disaster. Do not delay in securing this invaluable resource. The time to build a stockpile is now, before society's comforts vanish and you are forced to fend for yourself with limited options. 10th, alcohol, though often seen merely as a recreational substance, plays a critical role in survival scenarios. In the aftermath of a disaster, alcohol is not only a morale booster but a multi-purpose tool that can be used in various survival applications. Its ability to act as a disinfectant makes it indispensable for cleaning wounds and preventing infections when medical supplies are scarce. Alcohol also serves as a preservative, extending the shelf life of other food items and even acting as a bargaining chip in desperate times. Unlike many perishable items, alcohol never expires, which means that a well-stocked supply today will continue to serve you for years to come. For those who value preparedness, it is essential to store alcohol in glass bottles and keep them away from sunlight to maintain their potency. In a crisis, when resources dwindle and every item becomes precious, alcohol can be the critical difference between life and death. It offers a dual benefit of physical protection and psychological relief. Do not underestimate its value. Securing alcohol now is a strategic move that will fortify your emergency plan and ensure you have one more tool in your arsenal when the world around you falls apart.